Guys, what's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless every single one of you. Today is September 25th, 2023, and welcome to the Grand Supreme News Channel. All right, guys, so we have some breaking news updates, urgent information coming out. If you can, please share the video. And it says here, millions of Americans brace Monday for pay and welfare checks to stop within days as Congress careened towards a damaging Gov shutdown. Millions will be impacted, even those that collect welfare checks. But Mr. Burns said the Sleeping Giant taxpayer will pay, not for Sleeping Giant citizen, but will pay salaries of thousands of UKR citizens, even as the country faced a Gov shutdown at the end of September. So, millions of Sleeping Giant citizen is going to be, well, I don't want to say the word, like kind of screwed, messed, and UKR citizens come first. This is the first time, guys, because usually when it comes to Gov shutdown, those that receive like EBT, SNAP, Social Security or welfare checks, they get their stuff no matter what. It doesn't matter if there's a shutdown, they still get their stuff because these are people that truly need it. Now, those that work for the Gov, those that, make a lot of money, they're the one that don't get paid. So it seems like millions of Sleeping Giant citizens. But UKR comes first. Remember what I said last year? That the Sleeping Giant, those in the spotlight, they said they're willing to move heaven and earth for Crane. But this is what they, this is what they're talking about. They're willing to sacrifice it all for UKR. All right, guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, families, and loved ones. I appreciate the love and support. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, once again, the PayPal link and the Patreon link is in the description box. Also, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about in the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Louis Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Now, the reason why millions could be impacted when it comes to welfare and all that is because, again, guys, they want to help UKR first. They come first. Man. And I pray that those that support Mr. Byrne and UKR come first. I pray that they are waking up and realizing Sleeping Giant comes first. But again, Mr. Byrne is not about that. But don't worry, y'all. They made an exception to funding UKR Gov. They'll still get their money, sleep easy. A shutdown for UKR. Money, you know what's through. All right, let's see what's going on here. Please share the video. This is very important. A lot of Sleeping Giant citizens, they don't know about this story here. And it's very important that they prep. Prep! You got to prep. Because we don't know if this thing is going to be... again, we got 4 more days to see this certain agreements. But if there's no agreements, there's going to be a shutdown. And this shutdown could possibly last for weeks, months, who knows? And if it's a shutdown, nobody gonna get ching ching. The only one that gets the you know what is UKR. So millions of Sleeping Giant out there, you better prep and you better get stuff ready. Remember, I've been saying it. They're willing to move heaven and earth. That's what they're they've been putting out there for the past almost 2 years. And I've been posting videos about it. All right, guys, I want to keep it updated on this one here. Where is it? I told you that I was gonna keep it updated on this story. All right, so we have some good news. So there hasn't been no deduction going on in my pay stuff in this platform. I just want to bring up SpongeBob really quick. You see this needle right here? It hasn't come down, but the rest has come down. All this here, that's my deduction. They have deducted from my earnings. But this one here is still active. This is good. This is good. Hopefully all this stays like this, guys. But again, $80, possibly $90. But again, they are deducting it, and they leaving me with $4 a day, $2 a day. I don't know why they're doing that, but again, it seems like they are fixing the issue. So I just want to thank everybody so much. Thank you, SpongeBob. I want to thank everybody so much for, you know, the prayer for the channel. You guys already know I do this full time, and I mean, for them to just come and say, "Hey, we're gonna take a big chunk out of your stuff," it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. But I want to thank everybody so much for the love and support, and I wanted to keep you updated. So it seems like everything is good, but the past 2 weeks, they took 2 weeks of my stuff. 2 weeks, I think 2.5 weeks, they took my stuff. So those 2 weeks, it was a huge, earnings that was taken from me, and those 2 weeks supposed to be for like bills and food on the table, but I'm just working overtime till 3 o'clock in the morning doing Uber and DoorDash just to recuperate all that. But I want to thank everybody so much for the love and support. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna see what's going on in this story here. Man, this is sad. Man, this is sad. It just gets worse and worse. Yikes. I can understand the frustration too. This is brutal. All right, so the events showdown. You know what? The Sleeping Giant Gov paychecks. And then Sleeping Giant comes first, man. All right, so millions of Sleeping Giant citizens, you better brace, get ready. So millions of Sleeping Giants brace Monday for pay and welfare checks to stop within days as Kongs careened towards a damaging Gov shutdown with the right, you know what, blocking attempt to pass a budget. So what's going on here? What, again, guys, look, this happens all the time. This happened every single year. The problem here is that Mr. Byrne wants so much money. He just wants a lot of money. Why? Because, again, the biblical war that's going on. By the way, Mr. Byrne said, listen, Mr. Byrne said that this is going to hurt the African community. Well, again, stop giving to the yellow and blue country. Stop giving to UKR. If you care so much about the Sleeping Giant community, stop giving to the UKR. It's a game of chess. It's a game of chess. That's what it is. And I truly despise you know what? Because that's what it is. It's all and I just not down with this. All right, so 4 months after barely avoiding the more serious prospect of a credit default, the world's largest economy is once again on the verge of convulsion with the lights due to go out at the weekend. The right leading the House, hamstrung by hardline rebels demanding deep spending cuts, have been unable to pass the usual series of bills setting out department budgets for the next financial year, which begins on Sunday. I truly apologize, guys. These words, I can barely see it. So the party's leadership does not even have the VOTES to advance a short-term funding bill at 2023 spending levels. So, guys, if this thing goes to a shutdown, Mr. Burns will find money to give to UKR. He's going to be taking our TAX and possibly, I heard this from someone that broke it down and talking about the shutdown, Social Security. There's a possibility Mr. Burns is going to take that and give it to UKR. So the party's leadership does not even have the VOTES advance a short-term funding bill at 2023 spending levels, known as a continuing resolution, to keep the Gov open past midnight on Saturday. So there's 4 more days left. Hopefully they come to an agreement. But again, Mr. Burns, he really don't care. It's still gonna impact. Look, if the shutdown doesn't occur, it's still gonna impact the sleeping giant. It's still gonna hurt the sleeping giant no matter what. Because Mr. Burns wants so much money. Like people's gonna be like, who is Mr. Burns? Mr. Burns is the one that is running the sleeping giant land. His first name is Joe, and I'm not spelling the last name. I'm using code word here. The funding the Gov is one of the most basic fundamental responsibility of the Kongs, the left told reporters at the WH. And if rights in the House don't start doing their job, we should stop. You know what? Damn. Are you serious? That's for the people to decide. So, again, that's for the sleeping giant citizens to decide. All right, so Mr. Burns' administration also warned that 7 million who rely on the OMG food aid program for women and young ones could also see their money. Oh, that hurts. That hurts, Mr. Burns. I didn't read the article. I thought it was only welfare checks, but man, this dude, oh my goodness, wow, this dude is saying, man, this is gonna hurt women's and young ones. Unbelievable. But he came out, he said, but hey, UKR comes first. Sorry, sleeping giants, and sorry, women's and young ones. We can't put you guys first. We got to put UKR first. Unbelievable, man. Guys, I've never seen anything like this ever in my life. So the funding deadlock arose after you have the right refuse to support the G spending levels agreed between Mr. Byrne and Speaker and the top, you know what, in Kongs that would keep Gov gears turning. Another major, oh, by the way, this coming Thursday, they're going to work on the impeachment. I'm not saying the full name, but follow me on that one. So they're going to work on taking out Mr. Burns and saying, man, you got to go, man. You got to go. So the funding deadlock arose. Okay, I read that part. Let me just skip it. Another major sticking point has been a request for additional aid for the yellow and blue country. After UKR leader Mr. Z visited Kongs last week, pleading for more powerful stuff to battle the bear forces 18 months into the biblical war. Both parties in the, you know what, support the $24 billion. This is why we're about to see a major event. But a handful of hardline right and you know what, are threatening to block any funding measuring that includes the aid. And that's what's causing all this event. Because Mr. Burns wants to give $24 billion. But the right is saying, man, we can't do that. We can't do that. We got to stop this nonsense. So Mr. Burns is like, well, I'm not signing nothing. And it has to go to a shutdown. And then Mr. Burns has the nerve to come out and tell the sleeping giant citizens that those in the House is about to cause a huge event. 9 million is not going to get the EBT. But again, Mr. Burns, leave this money for the sleeping giant and forget about that biblical war, man. Let the bear and Mr. Z deal with that. That's their problem. All right, so unless you get everything, shut it down. Once again, the 405 demanded in a post on his platform late Sunday as he led calls for the right hardliners to dig in. Polarization. Let's see what's going on here. So once again, the budget, VOTE, and Kongs regularly turns into a standoff with one party using the prospect of a shut event to seek concession from the other, usually without success. The 4-5, the former leader, who is also running, you know what, forced a 35-day. Yeah, I remember this one here. This was back in 2018. That was a 35-day. That was the longest. So the impasse. Give me a second here, guys. I think I might skip this one here. Yeah, because this is talking about the 2018. So it's going to like history, and we already know what happened 2018. 4-5 he needed funds to build that barrier at the southern area, but the left wouldn't give him the funds, and that's why it went to a shutdown. All right, so give me a second here. So Kongs was out Monday, but Mr. Chuck has been paving the way for a continuing resolution, including UKR. Man, they're really putting UKR first. We are willing to move heaven and earth. That's their slogan. A measure that would keep the Gov open through early December, has support on both sides of the you know what, but would likely not be ready for a VOTE before the shutdown and would not have the support of the right. They're going to do this at the very last minute. There's a possibility it might be an agreement, before midnight at the very last minute, but my gut tells me, I don't know. They're going to bow down to Mr. Burns. At the very last minute, they're going to bow down to Mr. Burns. They have no other choice because Mr. Burns is holding Sleeping Giant citizens as hostage and saying that's 9 million could be impacted, including women's and young ones. And also the African community could be impacted too. That's what he said today. So he's holding them hostage and saying, hey, you got till midnight, 4 more days. Sign it and give me the money for my son, Mr. Z, so he can fight the bear. All right, give me a second here, guys. So the Sleeping Giant Gov employs more than 2 million civilian workers, as well as uniformed military personnel and federal contractor. All right, so basically, all these people could be impacted. They won't get paid. Now, they could still work. But they just won't get paid. Now, if they agree and the shutdown is lifted, they have to pay back all that money to the workers. Let's say if it's 35 days and those workers have been working 35 days without pay, they have to pay them those 35 days. So, yeah, that's where we at. Isn't this beautiful? Mr. Burns is putting UKR first. Sorry, Sleeping Giant. You're not that important to Mr. Burns. Millions of Sleeping Giants brace Monday for pay and welfare and EBT and SNAP checks to stop within days as Kongs careen towards a damaging G shutdown. All right, guys, if you can, please share this video. They're going to have to come to some kind of agreement. Now, if they come to an agreement, that means that $24 billion has to go to Mr. Burns' desk, and he's going to sign it, and it's going to go straight to Mr. Z pocket, and it's to fight the bear in this biblical war. Yikes. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, I will keep you updated on this story. For those of you that want to give your life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path, and that's the path of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Louis Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Give your life to Jesus Christ and get baptized. We are living in tough times. Till next time later. Peace.